Hello and welcome back, Guardians and Gamers. In this video, I am going to be going over my top 10 picks for each of the categories for kinetic, energy, as well as heavy for weapons. It is going to be my preference, so it's totally up to you guys which you want to go with, but these are really a lot of my go-to weapons. First up, we've got Rufus's Fury. Now, this could be obtained through the Root of Nightmares raid. Just getting it from a chest, whatever random rolls you're going to get, this thing is right out of the box. Absolutely awesome. Once you're able to collect all of the red borders and craft it to whatever perks you guys want on it, it is really an awesome auto rifle. Next up, one of my other top picks is going to be Malfeasance. Malfeasance really all around is an absolute awesome hand cannon, and it also is an exotic. I do believe you can get this one from the exotic kiosk in the tower. A lot of these you will be able to get from the exotic kiosks in the tower or from some of the vendors doing the raids, dungeons, and so on. Next pick is going to be the WitherHoard grenade launcher. All around absolutely amazing weapon. Some of the combinations that you can put together with the WitherHoard is huge. Absolutely awesome DPS. Next up is going to be the Wish Ender combat bow. This thing has come in clutch I don't know how many times, especially when Bungie turns around and goes, oh, well, let's make barriers sidearms for this season, which is like longer than 6 months, and that, you know, sidearms really are not going to be my top pick for any weapons. Maybe PvP. Mostly my pick is going to be on PvE weapons. Wish Ender is definitely another one of my go-to weapons. Next up, we've got the Fatebringer hand cannon. If you guys are able to get this in a time-lost version by doing the raid on Master, absolutely go for it. It is definitely worth it. But if you're able to get just a regular Fatebringer with, you know, explosive payload, Firefly, or whatever random rolls that you're able to get on it, it is going to be awesome. Next up, we've got Arbalest. Arbalest, along with Wish Ender, has come in clutch quite a few times and can be put into a DPS rotation to put out quite a bit of DPS. Like I said, you can also use it against barriers, so it is very versatile, as well as breaking any shields on combatants. Next up, we've got the Outbreak Perfected. Now, it is a weapon that I don't use a lot. I don't know why it says I've got 0 enemies defeated. I've used it quite a bit, so I'm not too sure on that one. But it is a really cool weapon, very good for clearing out a lot of ads, and I do believe you're able to get it from the kiosk in the tower now as well. Next up, another pick is going to be Chroma Rush. Chroma Rush, you can get it from Xur, you can get it from Banshee in the tower. It is a really, really good auto rifle. I do believe even in PvP, there is people that use this quite a bit. Perks that you want on it, it rolls in so many different perks. I've got a couple. The one that I chose to throw in here is the Feeding Frenzy Rampage. Next up, we've got the Night Watch Scout Rifle. Now, I could have gone with a plethora of different scout rifles, and I wanted to kind of go with one that is good and is going to be easy to get. The Night Watch Scout Rifle, you roll that thing with subsistence and explosive payload. It is a really, really good go-to scout rifle. Other picks that I would choose could be like the Traxi Pose, or the Adept Hung Jury, or just the Hung Jury, the regular Hung Jury. So this is really an all-around good go-to scout rifle, and definitely one that I would pick to put in one of my picks to suggest someone to have. Next up, we've got the Krait auto rifle. Out of all the auto rifles, I mean, you know, you got so many different ones to choose from. This one is very diverse in its use, rolling with Subsistence and Headstone. It is also a Vice Stinger. It is another very, very good and easy to get auto rifle. I do believe Banshee is, you can focus these ones at Banshee right now if I'm not mistaken. So moving on, we're going to go down to our energy weapons. And first up, we've got Trinity Ghoul. There's not too many people that are probably going to disagree with me saying that this is probably one of the top 5 weapons to have in your energy slot, just due to it being so awesome. The ad clear with this thing has come in clutch I don't know how many times, and we kind of seem to be getting more and more overwhelmed with how much ads Bungie seems to be putting in a lot of different encounters now. Next up is going to be Divinity. Everybody wants somebody to use Divinity. The quest, the first bit is easy. Doing the garden run, well, it is kind of a pain. And there is probably no 6 people that specifically like doing it. But if you are able to get into a garden run and you've got the quests completed up to, you know, where you need to do the garden run and the puzzles, this is going to help out your fire team and come in clutch in many, many different encounters. Next up, this thing, I'm going to call it the poor man's Sunshot. So if you're not able to put Sunshot on and you want to use Sunshot, but you've already got an exotic in a different slot, Epochal Integration hand cannon is absolutely an amazing hand cannon. The headshots, the explosions, it is a very good all-around hand cannon, and I do believe you get this one from Neomuna, from doing one of the quests or storyline parts on Neomuna. Absolutely amazing. Next up, my pick would also be the Battler Pulse Rifle. PvP, I don't know how many times I've been taken out with this thing. I don't know what it is. If the TTK on pulse rifles is just that good, or the TTK on the Battler is that good, but this thing has benefited me quite a few times. I've rolled it with Demolitionist as well as Incandescent. It is hot swapped, so it is a very, very good pulse rifle. Next up, we've got Acasia's Dejection. Now, this one can be obtained through the Root of Nightmares raid, and I absolutely love running it. Not only just, you know, with your solar subclass, but even just as a regular weapon to use with any other subclass. I did put the enhanced traits on here, Reconstruction and Enhanced Incandescent, so another really good one to get. It also does have Harmonic Resonance, so if you are able to pair it with other weapons from the Root of Nightmares raid, you are able to get the intrinsic trait proc. So equipping multiple weapons from this set grants this weapon increased reload speed and handling. It also deals increased damage versus Tormentors, Lucent Hive, and Guardians using their supers. Very, very good perk. Next up is going to be Sunshot. Now, even in D1, I love Sunshot. D2, did I use it as much? No. Is it back in meta right now? Hell yeah. In PvE, this thing absolutely claps cheeks, and I've even seen a lot of people using it in PvP as well. So another one, I do believe you can roll it from the kiosk in the tower. Don't quote me on that, but definitely a good hand cannon to have. Next one up is going to be Posterity. Another one of my go-to hand cannons. I put Enhanced Bolt Shot and Enhanced Rampage on this. You are going to get this one from doing the Deepstone Crypt raid. Absolutely awesome raid. I love the story. You guys can get a lot of these weapons. If you grind the raids every single week, you're going to be able to collect the red borders. You're going to be able to craft the weapons and level them up and put the traits on them that you would like to have on them. As well, pointing out this is a really good weapon in PvP as well. I've used it quite a bit. My next pick for an energy weapon, because I have to get a Waveframe Waveframe grenade launcher in there, is going to be Forbearance, another crafted weapon. Forbearance is from the Vow of the Disciple raid. Again, right out of the box, this thing is absolutely awesome. Doesn't really matter which rolls you're going to get on it. Enhanced Unrelenting and Enhanced Chain Reaction is what I have put on it. I absolutely love this thing. Clears out a ton of ads. Next up, my pick is going to be Wavesplitter. I don't even know if you can get this thing anymore. And if you can get it, it just melts ads, like literally doop, and they're done. So I love it. Add it to your arsenal. And glaives, I put Lubrae's Ruin in here. This can be obtained through the Vow of the Disciple raid. But just glaives in general. I love beating the heck out of things. I mean, I've even got a Enigma's Draw that has like 10,000 kills on it. I might have beat too many ads in the raid, so I absolutely love it. Find a glaive that you like, add it to your arsenal. It's definitely one that I had to put in there. Next up is going to be heavy weapons. Your heavy weapons are going to be key in doing that big DPS, and having some good ones will go a long way. First up is going to be Falling Guillotine. Falling Guillotine, it is very easy to get what you want on it. Just having it is a whirlwind blade or a vortex frame, so you are going to get that spin effect with the heavy slashes on it, but all around for a void heavy, it is a very, very good sword. Next up is Xenophage, a machine gun. Absolutely awesome. I use this in quite a few different encounters. To me, this thing is more of like a sniper rifle is the way I use it than, just holding the trigger like a machine gun and letting the whole ammo clip go out. But it comes in clutch in quite a few different encounters. Next up is going to be Thunderlord. Has come up and down, being used meta quite a few different times. I definitely am going to suggest for anybody who is putting together and grinding the game to have Thunderlord in your arsenal as well. Next up is going to be Sleeper. Right now, I have to say, is probably one of the highest DPS linear fusion rifles in the game. I mean, don't quote me on that. It's my opinion, but this thing is putting out a ton of damage, especially if you can get the catalyst for this weapon. Get it on there right away. Definitely add it to your heavy arsenal. Next up is going to be a sword with Eager Edge. Now, this is going to be able to, you do your well skating, swinging and hitting people across the map. This is definitely going to be the sword that you would like to do that. It comes in two colors. You can either choose blue or you can choose purple. The purple one, I do believe you can get from Dares of Eternity from Xur randomly. Next up is going to be another linear, is the Taipan linear fusion rifle. You can get this from Banshee in the tower. If you keep buying it and you use some of the Deep Sight Harmonizer, this is going to allow you to attune a weapon that doesn't have that option on it. So definitely getting this and then putting the enhanced perks on it is definitely going to help out. So triple tap, firing line, like I said, it's also a Vice Stinger weapon. Absolutely amazing linear fusion. It kind of really hurt when they nerfed linear fusions to make them, less damage than this thing, basically. Well, you could put this on and out damage this thing. So next would be Taipan. So definitely get yourself a Taipan. Next up is going to be Gjallarhorn. Gjallarhorn is a very, very iconic D2, D1 weapon. Just Destiny all around. You can get this by doing the Grasp of Avern's dungeon. One of my favorite dungeons. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love Gjallarhorn. It is not only a good weapon just for you, but if you're running a fire team and you are all using rocket launchers, you're going to get those pack hunter rounds that will proc for other people while using their rockets, as long as they're standing within the proximity of you while using Gjallarhorn. Next up is going to be Lament. Now, Lament has come back in putting out just a lot of damage for a sword and can be used in various different encounters. It is a solar weapon. Now, the weapon does have, you can use it regularly where, you know, you just light swing or just heavy swing. But if you know the combination of how the weapon works, charge the weapon, you light swing, heavy swing, guard, heavy swing, guard, heavy swing, guard, heavy swing. I could be absolutely wrong at the way I said that, but that's the way I do it and it works for me. So definitely one that I am going to suggest, especially when doing Crota. Swords is the go-to for defeating Crota. Lament is another big one. Even if you're a hunter, there is the Gold Tusk sword that is specifically for the hunter. That thing will put out almost as much damage as the Lament, and all you have to do is just keep swinging. A whole lot easier than doing the rotation. Next up is going to be another machine gun. Commemoration. This thing is from the Deepstone Crypt raid. Absolutely amazing machine gun. Killing tally, enhanced killing tally, enhanced reconstruction on this thing comes in clutch. Absolute beauty of a machine gun. Definitely add it to your arsenal. Another one is going to be Apex Predator. Apex Predator, you guys can get it from doing the Last Wish raid. Once you do keep on getting it, actually, let me put it this way. Next week, Last Wish is the raid in rotation, so farm it. Puts out a ton of damage, reloads itself when using other weapons. Works absolutely amazing with the Lucky Pants Hunter build. Reconstruction, bait and switch on this weapon. The rotation with Lucky Pants, Malfeasance. This thing is another beauty of a rocket launcher. So that is my top 10 picks in each slot for you guys to think about, grind for, and it is a lot of grinding. So everyone, if you can do me the favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check us out live, youtube.com/@starset7. While you're there, hit up the Discord link, join up, join the LFGs, create some LFGs within the Discord. Anybody is able to. Until next time, everyone be safe and take care.